Welcome to Up and Up.
where we ask upcoming artists and entrepreneurs,
What got you interested in your work?
Why did you start your own business?
who's a great local musician? Nora Conlon is.
Hi, I'm Nikki, and today I'm joined by musician Nora Conlon. Hi, Nora. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you, Nikki.
Thank you so much. Nora is a local musician based in East Hampton and been singing for a very long time, right?
About 5 years now.
So when did you start playing music?
I have always loved music since I was a little kid. I got the solo in like my pre-K graduation, and then from there it's like always been music.
Do you have a favorite style of music or something that you like to listen to or play primarily?
I would say my favorite music to listen to would be alternative rock, and I listen to a lot of like bossa nova too and Brazilian music, which is also a big source of inspiration for me. But my favorite style of music to play is like 90s rock, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm gigging, I often lean into those types of songs because that's also what the audience usually prefers out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What music classes did you take growing up?
Well, when I was in middle school, I was in music classes that we had to take for school. But outside of school, I took lessons with Amanda Jones for about 5 years, piano and voice. And then when I was in 5th grade, my parents forced my brother and I into guitar lessons at Crossroads Music with Paul Chapin, who was a really cool guy, but I wasn't super into guitar until a couple years later. It was my teacher, Angelina Modica, who got spring school to buy a bunch of ukuleles, and then she started teaching our class in 6th grade. And that just came a lot easier to me after the guitar lessons. And then from there, I picked up guitar again, summer, going into 8th grade, and then I haven't really looked back.
Do you write songs, original music?
I do. I have a couple originals. The first one I wrote, I think I was 16, and I'm still not super comfortable playing them, but I have about like 5 songs now, working on an EP. Hopefully I'll release it come winter, spring next year.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
You go to NYU at the Clive Davis Institute. What's that been like, the transition from East Hampton to New York City with all these other musicians?
It was a crazy transition. Definitely not what I expected. Obviously, I visited the city a couple times, but like usually I would just go in with family or like on a school trip to see like a Broadway show. And I love the city and I knew I would love it there, but the college experience also, I knew that would be different, but it was still a very big adjustment to make. I found that it's kind of difficult to like find your people, which is something that I thought would come easy considering I'm studying music. I thought it would just be a bunch of like-minded people, but it's kind of different. And a lot of the kids in the program are, like bedroom producers and like musicians who've been writing their own stuff for years now and just like putting them out. Whereas I'm more the other side of that, which is like gigging and doing covers and so I'm used to performing, but like not as comfortable sharing my own stuff, whereas a lot of them are the opposite.
As you know, a lot of musicians didn't go to college, so how do you feel NYU is sort of helping your needs as a musician?
Yeah, I mean, college was definitely a big decision for me because I knew from a young age that I wanted to pursue music, and luckily I have parents who were very supportive of that dream and still are. But it was kind of like, if I didn't get into NYU, I don't know if I would have gone. Or I would have at least taken a gap year to like reconsider things. But it is a really great school, especially for what I'm doing. It's exactly what I want to be doing. But the Clive Davis Institute, it's kind of an industry major. So they're teaching me, everything about the music industry. I'm taking classes on music business engineering, producing, songwriting, A&R, music journalism. And it kind of gives me a lot of options to figure out where I want to go with my, future and my career, which is really great. And I'm surrounded by people who are super into collaborating and, working together and just pursuing our dreams. So it's really cool.
Adult musicians, especially out here in the East End, how have those types of people sort of reacted to your work, or in a positive or negative way?
Yeah, we have a really solid local community of musicians out here, very supportive. To name a few, Josh Brussel, he was the first person to ever let me play a gig with him back in 2018, actually. Lynn Blue and Lynn Blue Band, she let me open for her at the Talk House, brought me up on stage at the Clubhouse when she didn't even know who I was. Nancy Atlas, I opened for her once. Ralphie Pericelli, he's amazing. Annie Treza, opened for her too. So many more I'm probably forgetting, but yeah, a really great supportive community of musicians. Oh, Ray Red, awesome. And they've all really just taken me under their wing, and they think it's awesome that I'm pursuing music, and it's nice to have some people to relate to.
And for your gigs, do you play mostly locally, or have you done shows in other places?
I do play mostly locally, or on Long Island, East End, but since going to New York, I've played a bunch of shows with friends. I played guitar and done backup vocals with them. I actually played drums for one of my friends in the city. I did Berlin Under A, pianos, Cobra Coffee, just a couple small venues. Arlene's Grocery. And then I actually played my own solo gig at Cobra Coffee, which was really cool because I've done solo shows before where I've done, a 3-hour cover gig at a restaurant where people are there to eat. But never really had my own show where I'm my name's on the bill and people are buying tickets. So that was a really very cool experience.
That's really cool.
Thanks.
Do you see more of that in the future for you, especially in New York City?
Definitely. It's really fun. That said, I did solo. I would love to put a band together, in the city. I used to have one in high school called Dink. But we've kind of disbanded since everyone's gone away to college. But yeah, I love playing with a band, and I think it actually helps me with my confidence on stage, especially in front of a, active audience that's listening. So I would like to have a band again and do more shows in the city. I think it'd be really fun.
Maybe some original music.
True.
Nora, what's your favorite part of being a musician?
I like all the parts of being a musician. I love being on stage and playing, even though sometimes it's not super obvious when you look at my face. I've watched some really bad videos of me playing and it's embarrassing. But I do love playing. I love singing, ad-libbing melodies as I go, changing stuff up, and I love talking to people after the shows. I love playing with other musicians and just connecting with people through music. That's probably my favorite part.
If our viewers would like to check you out some more, where can they find you?
Oh, you can find me on my website, noraconlon.com. You can add a www in front of that if you want.
If you want to.
And it's got, my social media on there too. And all my upcoming gigs, some videos, and yeah.
Perfect. I'll see you guys there. Thank you so much, Nora.
Thanks, Nikki.